We've had a lot of close games lately. Last 3 games been down to the last 30 seconds, minute. Very proud of our guys for coming back and playing as well we did defensively and not turning the ball over in the second half. And then some big time plays, winning plays. Obviously Keon's tip in, but B.J. Edwards, who's really sick right now, didn't think he was going to play. That block shot he had, and Matt Cross's offensive rebound, and Carrio was terrific. Boopy hasn't played for over 3 weeks, and gosh, he was really good. Chuck Harris, 5 assists, no turnovers, comes back, gets his eye cut. You know, he had, I don't know how many stitches he's going to have, but just showed a lot of toughness on our last regular season home game here on senior night. Very proud of our guys, have 22 wins, and really proud of our seniors. And just tell Keon the next time he tips the ball in with 3 seconds, there's still 3 seconds left in the game. He was signing autographs already before he, and they're racing the ball down the other way. So someone mention that to him, please.
And do you consider that one of those larceny type wins, where they had the lead for 35 minutes of clock time in this game, and you guys didn't even have your first lead until inside of the under minute. I mean, the way you guys, you kind of look at that.
I've never heard larceny before, but you know, it's and when you go 13 to 27 from the foul line, I call this a very fortunate win because we missed 14 free throws, but once again we had a chance to win on Saturday, and we went 0 for 5 with our best players missing easy shots against Stanford, and Cal we made a couple, and so this league's tough. You know, when we get in league play, and Syracuse played an outstanding game, they were making everything early, and their guards are very good, and they're big guys. So, yeah, sometimes it goes your way, and tonight it went our way because our guys defended the entire second half, and we did not turn the ball over.
Is that in that final minute though? That's where you see what your point guard having him out on the floor, what it means at crunch time?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to come back down 12 without Boopy. He was great. He controlled the game. He pushed the pace. He was very disruptive on the defensive end, especially in the second half. And we're just a totally different, especially with BJ being sick today. If we didn't have Boopy, we would have been in big trouble. So we're just a different team with him. Now, we were 19-5 when he went down with his injury, and then went 2-3 without him, and we needed him in those couple big home games we lost. So we're happy to have him back. Hopefully BJ will be healthy, and we can go in Saturday to Tallahassee with a full roster or as close to it.
You certainly had games earlier this year where you ran some teams out of the gym. When you have a night like tonight where you're not making a lot of free throws and you had to claw and fight your way back, is the gratification in this kind of win different or better in any way?
Yeah, this is a very, very gratifying win because the reason we have 22 wins right now is because these guys have been doing this over and over. And we 7-2 on the road. We've won a lot of road games in this league by grinding it out defensively and really improving defensively throughout the season. And our first half defense, they were making a lot of tough shots, and then the guy banked it in off the, with no time left at the end of the half, and it just seemed like everything they were throwing up went in. And so sometimes that happens, but our players, they came together at halftime, and we just told them no matter what the score is, you have to defend at a higher level than we did in the first half, and they did that.
Knowing the stakes of this week and your chance to play for a double bye, how important is it to go into this last game of the regular season knowing you still have that?
Well, our goal is to win 2 games this week, and we won 1, and now we'll take tomorrow off, get some guys healthy, and then try to go into Florida State, which is a very hard place to play. I coached there for 5 years with Coach Hamilton. I know how hard a place to play that is, and so we'll go give it our best shot. But to your question, it was a very important win for us. We need to win this game.
You talked about the defense the whole second half, but especially the last 5 minutes. You only give up 4 shot attempts. They don't make any of those. They get a couple free throws, but to really lock down in that crunch time to turn an 8-point deficit into a 2-point win.
Yeah, it was really impressive. And Keon, he hasn't played. Some games he plays more than others. Tonight, he came off the bench and played the center position for us. He played the power forward and in the center position different times, including the last minute and a half when Smet fouled out. And these guys just got it done. And as I said, that's why we're 22-8 because they find ways to win close games, and they've done it all season.
Speaking of the end of the game, with it being senior night and such a high energy environment, there were definitely opportunities for your players to let the emotions get the best of them, but they didn't. What can you talk about?
Well, I think when you miss 14 free throws, it's like becomes contagious. And we had good shooters missing free throws. Boopy missed a front end, and Carrio's 87% in league, and he went 1 for 3, and BJ went 1 for 4, and Boopy went 3 for 6, including the front end of a 101. Smet was 2 for 7, and we're a very good shooting team. I think we're top 15 in the nation in three-point percentage. We're shooting 49% from the field, and the free throw is 73 for a team. So it's very unusual, but we've had 2 games at home, ironically. Sometimes on the road, you're not used to surroundings, you'll shoot poorly, but the Duke game and this game, we were really poor from the foul line, and it's unusual. But when it's one thing if your big guys aren't great shooters miss, but when your guards that are really good shooters start missing, it just kind of snowballed. I thought it became contagious. And to your question about trying to focus, we kept missing every time it looked like we were going to tie them up or take the lead or have a chance to. We would miss a free throw or 2, and then they go down and score, and it just became very frustrating for our guys. But they somehow didn't let them affect them and figured out a way to win.
Keon's a guy that has been around this program now for a few years. What could you tell from his reaction and just that moment, what it meant to him to deliver that?
Well, it said it all. He tipped it in and started running towards the stands to celebrate and sign autographs. So I guess that's all you have to know. And then someone said Keon, and then he turned around, saw the ball going towards half court, and decided to get back on the court. So thank goodness the guy didn't make the shot. But Keon is a captain. He's a leader. He's high energy, and the thing about he does it every day in practice, what a lot of people don't see. And he comes off the bench. He started a couple games early when we had injuries, and so he is just a guy that we know that when we put him on the court, he's going to bring us great energy and help the team in some way.
You mentioned Chuck Harris taking the shot above his eye, and he came back with the bandage. He missed his first couple shots. How did you see him limited after that, and did it affect the kind of shots and looks you tried to get for him?
Yeah, it's hard at this level of basketball, it's hard to say, hey, we want to get Chuck a wide open 3. And so the impressive thing about our team, we have 6 guys averaging double figures, and we lead the ACC in scoring. And Chuck had 5 assists and no turnovers. He had 13 points, and that big 3 he hit in the corner was huge for us to help us come back. But he's really improved as an all-around guard. So even when he's not making shots, he can help us win. And as I said, 5 assists, no turnovers. And that one pass he had to Smet for the and one on the we ran a side ball pitch back, and he threw that perfect pass to Smet. He probably missed a free throw, so it's probably just 2. But those are plays that Chuck has really improved on throughout this season and has become a very, very good player.
The emotions of tonight for your guys, coupled with what's going to happen Saturday night for Coach Hamilton and the Seminoles, going through this emotional experience, does that help potentially?
I think this gives us confidence to go in and play great on Saturday. I think we're going to play great on Saturday. Whether we win or not, who knows? We just have to compete. But I feel great. I think they'll have a lot of confidence. We'll take tomorrow off, and Thursday they're going to show up with smiles on their face, knowing that we have 22 wins and we have a lot to play for.
The feeling of seeing that.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think I'm great in ball screens. So when it comes to being in ball screens with our guards, I think I'm really great at reading, the position of where I should hit the screen, where I should roll. And what's funny is at halftime, I told Boopy is that what our bigs need to understand is when he goes for layups, his layups tend to bounce on the rim and usually go up high or usually go for easy to rebound. So the fact that happened in the last few minutes is kind of what I was trying to tell him. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I seen it. I knew that it would be available.
And what did it feel like seeing it go in and the excitement for you?
Yeah, it felt good. I thought there was less time on the clock when it happened, but it was good, get to end the senior night on a good note for not just me, but also for our other seniors. So it was great.
You looked like you were behind the backboard when you hit it. So at that point, are you actually shooting, or are you just trying to swat it up in the air and hope for the best?
Oh, no. I knew once I got my hand on the ball, I knew for a fact that I was going in. Seeing my reaction.
Yeah, tell him.
You guys are down for the majority of that game and lead the second half to the last minute. How do you kind of stick with it, and what was it that allowed you guys to just chip at that lead?
Like I said, it was one of those games that we just had to keep fighting. Like regardless of we was down by 10, 12, or whatever we was down. They came out, they hit a lot of shots. They were playing hard, but at the end of the game, I feel like we really locked in and took it from them. So that's what we seen. I seen at least.
When you have a game like that, where you didn't make all your free throws, and like she said, you're trailing most of the game. Is the satisfaction of the win any different than like some of the earlier games where you blew teams out?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you get any game where it comes down to the wire, or when you're down and you gotta kind of gut it out, it's much more satisfying. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's the high school team down the street or if it's Duke or number one team in the country or whoever it is. It's a good feeling. Every all the teams we play are Division I teams. At the end of the day, it's a really good league, and Syracuse has a lot of close ones, and they're a good team. So I mean, we were really happy about that one. And like you said, when you come back from 12 and it feels like nothing we do is working or going in, it's a much better feeling than just blowing a team out by 30 when you complete that win.
What kind of basketball is it now for you guys, knowing what's at stake here? You're fighting for your NCAA tournament lives, and I would imagine that the tone of playing these games is far different than what it was even a month ago. Can you speak to what it's like, just in the moment of what it's like and what you guys are trying to get accomplished? I'll throw that out to all.
Me personally, we just got to win. At this point, like, it might not always be pretty. You just got to go out there and just play as hard as you can, and you gotta just win. At this point, we can't lose no more, so we just got to keep winning.
Yeah, at this point, we have a goal we're trying to get to, and we got to make sure it doesn't just start in the game, but it starts in practice from when we preparing and doing over scouts. So we make sure to take things to the highest level, so we come into the game playing hard, playing our game.
Your backcourt's been pretty thin. You missed Boopy the last 4 games. Chuck takes a shot over the eye today. BJ was sick. What did you think of their performances tonight, all jutting out different challenges, physical challenges for each one of them?
I think they always play well for us. I think it just shows that the pride that this team has, and specifically them. Anytime you get guys that play with injuries or play with sicknesses, it's always good to see, and kind of lifts you as a teammate and makes you want to play harder. So I always, no matter what, I don't even know what the stats are, but I mean, I think they did their job like they always do, and I'm just happy for the whole team, proud of the whole team.
Keon, Coach was talking about your intensity in practice and just pushing the other guys on the floor. Where does that come from, and just how has that developed over your college career?
Loving basketball. These guys know that when I play basketball, I'm always happy, making jokes, smiling, enjoying my time, whether we're going through adversity or just having fun. They know I'm always going to be playful and fun, but at the end of the day, I'm going to play hard. And they know I'm very vocal on defense and on offense because I've been here for a while, so I know the kind of concepts of the game and little things like that. So it makes it more fun, especially for me, talking to my teammates and encouraging them to play hard. It makes me play hard.
When Chuck left the game, he looked almost a little woozy, and I guess there was some blood. Were any of you surprised that he even came back in?
No, I wasn't. I knew he was
He's
gonna
a
come
dog.
back.
He's a tough kid, and too much at stake. Get back in there.
Coach has credited the senior leadership, the veteran nature of this team. When you guys do go down 12 at under 10, is there any panic? What is the bench, huddles, conversations on the floor like at that point to kind of know that you guys are going to fight and work to whittle that down and get the win?
Like you said, we got a lot of older guys on this team. I think that helps you out a lot. I think me and Matt, we talk about it a lot. Like having older guys, like, can get you in a situation where, like you said, down by 12 with 10, and like I said, we've seen it all. We played a lot of games between the three of us, so it's just one of those things. It's just hard to put in a mindset. You just got to play hard and keep going. So.
With one game left in the regular season, obviously you're playing for seeding in the ACC tournament, and then there's hopeful tournament beyond that. But you go to Tallahassee, where their coach is going to be coaching his last home game. Is there anything you guys can do to try to help your team navigate the emotional boost that Florida State might have?
I feel like this game in itself is going to help with that. We've come up on the wrong side of a lot of games that, got physical, sloppy, and when we got down 12, we didn't always come back from that lead. So finally getting one where we go down and coming back, going into playoff time, I think is huge for us to see one of those be on the right side of one of those. So I think after we know we can do that. That was kind of one of the last steps for us, because when we're winning and everything's going right, like anybody else, like we can get rolling on offense like pretty quickly on teams. So, those days where not everything's falling and kind of gutting it out and getting one finally like we did today, I think that's going to be the biggest thing to help us, with our confidence that much more going into that game and just March in general.